to Fairy Tale Whispers ASMR. So today I'm going to be showing you a couple of things that I got on a recent trip that I took, and it's related to fairy tale stuff because we went to the Hans Christian Andersen Museum, and if you are a fairy tale buff, you know that he wrote so many fairy tales. He was a Danish writer, lived in the 1800s, and he wrote The Tinderbox, Thumbelina, he wrote The Little Mermaid, big one, and he wrote The Snow Queen, which the Disney movie Frozen is based off of. So he was quite prolific, and I will show you some of the footage from the museum. It was very inspirational. There were quite a bit of parts about his life, like the whole first half of the museum was just about his life. There are some of his belongings. You can see his desk. You can see some of the different things that belonged to some of his different love interests. You got the whole timeline of everything. And a lot of these things that I got, I didn't actually get from the museum, but I do have a brochure from the museum. So it's backwards. I will show you the correct orientation. One of the things that I got was this magnet. It's one of the things that I do when I travel to different places is I always try to get a magnet from that place to remember that trip by. And this is the Hans Christian Andersen house, and a rose with a book behind it. It's backwards. I'm not sure what to do about that, but okay. And this is another thing that I got. This wasn't exactly from the museum. It was more from the gift shop next to the museum, but it's a little mobile that has different characters from The Little Mermaid on it. You can see it's a little mermaid, and I think that's the prince. It's a really cool little piece that I want to hang up somewhere in my room. And I also got this picture from that same gift shop. I'm not sure what it's of, who it's of. It's signed. I'm not sure actually that it is signed. Oh, Jan Behrens is the artist, I think. And it looks like these are two people together with an overlook of the city, but I'm not sure if it's Odense or if it's another Danish city. But I love this picture. I love it so much. It makes me so happy. I can't wait to put it somewhere in my room. I'm excited. Another thing that I got from that same gift shop was this other little mobile. I don't know. I was really having a mobile moment, but yeah. So I just love these little cats, and then the bird. I think that's so sweet. I just think that's so great. I love it so much. I haven't opened it yet. I'm gonna open it now. Microplastics. Not very relaxing. Ugh. Okay, anyway. Okay. So there's some paper sounds. It's so pretty. I love it so much. So I don't know if you can see. I just love the windows and the bird. I just think it's so sweet. I just love this so much. It makes me so happy. I think maybe I'll hang it right here. I'm not quite sure how, but and then it just like, I don't know. People tell me that I'm sort of a granny in my design, but I just really like pretty things, and to me this is very pretty and sort of romantic, and I love it. It makes me really happy. Okay. So there's that. And then the last thing that I got at this gift shop near the Hans Christian Andersen Museum was this necklace. So it's amber that they actually found on the coast of Denmark. I think they said the northern coast, but I'm not sure. And I just think it's so pretty. I love it so much. And I'm getting really into earth tones, and I don't know, maybe no one cares, but I think it's cool. So it looks like, yeah, I don't know, I think it's really pretty. And I got one from my mom because I missed her birthday, and because of the trip, and it was too bad that I missed her birthday, so I had to get her something nice. Okay, so then after we left Denmark, we went to Scotland, and we were only there for a couple of days. And I didn't get much for myself in Scotland, but I did. Oh, and I did get a couple things. So the first thing I got was this ring. It's Baltic amber, I think so. I got it in Scotland in St. Andrews, but I actually, I think it's probably from a similar area that I got the other amber from. But I really like wearing it with this other Scottish ring that I got. And I'll have to look up what the symbol is, but it is a Celtic symbol. I think it has to do with like continuing to understand. I don't know, I'll have to look it up. But I love wearing them together. So those are the two things that I got in Scotland. The other thing that I picked up in Scotland was this book. It's called Angela's Ashes, and I started reading it in the Airbnb in Scotland because they had it. I had a really hard time sleeping, so eventually I went downstairs. There was a window you could look out at the water, at this body of water called the Forth of Firth. And so I just looked at the water and I found this book, and it was just sitting on a table, and I picked it up and I started reading it, and I just fell in love with it. It's so charming. It's so sad. It's very it's written in a way that's like comical mostly, but the content is, there's a lot of struggle, and I think it's actually a banned book in some places. So I love that. So it's something that I'm reading. I don't even think I'm halfway through yet, but it's really, really good. It's really good. And then after we left Scotland, we went to Ireland only for a couple of days, and that was the only real kind of holiday vacation part of it. So I just stayed in the Airbnb most of the time and looked at the scenery, and it was just so beautiful. It felt like something out of a television show or something. It was just so romantic. And I remember, hearing about some of Ireland's history from someone in Scotland who was Irish living in Scotland, and it was just so sad, and I expected to feel heaviness when I went there. But the thing that I felt most impressed by was that the land is so beautiful and the people are so kind, and it just made me realize it made sense to me why people would be so willing to sacrifice so much to stay there, to be there, to live there, raise their families there. It it feels so grounded and rooted there. I felt that way, at least. And some of my ancestors are Irish immigrants. And one of the things that I heard from the Irishman that I was talking to, he was saying, the diaspora of people who, leaving the country in large swaths because of famine, because of war, they called them wild geese. And I didn't know how I felt about that, because, that was some of the people that I came from. They left Ireland to come to America. And I could see why they left, because it was just so hard. And why would you stay somewhere if it could be easier somewhere else? But like going there, like I could really feel, I felt so strongly that I'm like, I don't know, like I'm glad that I exist and I love the life that I have, but like if I was in their shoes, I don't know if I would have left. Maybe I would have. I don't really know what it was like. It sounds like there was a lot of hardship. So anyway, so I didn't get much in Ireland, but we did go to this, not for myself, I got a lot of gifts for everyone else, but I actually got this shirt at a farmer's market that I love so much. It's just so like, I don't know, like the patchwork of it all. And it's not an Irish shirt, but I did buy it in Ireland. And I also got this necklace. It's a little dragonfly. I don't know, there's something about it that reminded me of, like, I don't know, a fairy, but it's a dragonfly, and I think that's awesome. I don't know, I love that. And I got this other one because apparently now I have a thing for dragonflies. I just think it goes with this so well, but only if you can like see it, and it's like long. And anyway, so that was what I got. Okay, but thanks for listening. Bye.